Hey Anuj, hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We have Anuj here with us today. He's a lead product analyst at Naukri.com. So, hi Anuj, tell us a bit about yourself. What are you working on?
Hi Nipun, thanks for inviting me on this session. So so currently though lastly I work with Naukri.com. So I'm in this product analytics from last 5 years. So exploring lot of
Okay,
data, working with multiple companies. Like my journey started with Furlenco, then gaming company MPL, and then it's like housing.com real estate platform, and then it's Naukri.com, and after that also I'm working in some startup company. So currently, not in Naukri.com, but working in startup company as a senior product analyst. So
interesting.
that's about me. And when I started the journey, and it's in 2019 or 20, at that time ChatGPT is not there. So at that era, like if you want to find some small syntax, you search the Google, like Stack Overflow, all that takes a lot of
Right,
efforts
right.
to sort any any small syntax also you need to do very lot of efforts. So I survived in that era. But now I remember from that era, I remember all the things like how to do, and that is a core thing.
Interesting. So, like you just talked about basically ChatGPT, how it wasn't there and now. So, can you tell us how has your role changed and how might like AI has affected your overall workflow?
Okay, so I would say AI didn't affect me from my side. I don't say the impact of another word or another person. But as per
Hmm.
my perspective, AI didn't affect me because when ChatGPT came, like once in like one place you can think it's advantage, one place you can think it is advantage. So however you want to take the technology,
Okay.
technology will help you in that way. So you can take a lot of advantage of ChatGPT. Like if you have a long data, if you don't want to write some large case statement, you can just give prompt and you can just write it. So like these
Got it.
things do that. Like if you want to make like summary data, like summary, and that you can just make a summary and all, and you can just monetize as per the requirement. Like, and you can learn a lot of things also. So in my journey, I didn't use Python, but like when I joined
Mhm.
multiple organizations, so Python came to the picture. So ChatGPT helped
Okay.
me in a lot. So I didn't touch the Python, but now I used to do a lot of things with Python. I got to know the power of Python. So that should be very helpful. That is, I think, ChatGPT is somewhere helpful. Somewhere is like work accuracy, work like previously is that like if we can do one task in a day, but if ChatGPT is there, we
Mhm.
can increase the speed, like because you can have things, and you can think the multiple variation. Like if you have a data, like you can do multiple things with that with the help of ChatGPT. With that, that's on up to you. I think so.
Right, right. Definitely, productivity has increased. It's more like me as an analyst, I am powered with my own intern who is just writing queries for me. I am giving him instructions. So in that sense, it has really upped the game. What's your role over there in this new startup?
So my role is like senior product analyst there. So, but like if
Got
you
it.
are in, so like if you are in startup, so you can be data
Hmm.
engineer also, can be senior product analyst also. You can do any product.
Definitely.
So
Yes, yes. Multiple hats at a time.
I didn't use MongoDB in my whole career, but in the help of this company, with the help of ChatGPT and all I used to do a lot of work with MongoDB because here data set is MongoDB.
Interesting, interesting. New doors have opened up, and easily it's like you can quickly jump to these new platforms and everything.
Yes.
So you started out, like I just wanted to ask this one interesting thing that I saw in your overall profile. You started out as a data analyst, and then with time you transitioned over to product analytics. So
Okay.
how did your role evolve over the time? What were the expectations difference that came with the change of role? And apart from that, what are the salary ranges that you saw a shift? Is there a drastic shift when basically a person is changing from, let's say, data to business to product?
Okay, like people always think money wala part in the data analyst, part analyst. In any domain you will go, people always think
Right.
यार पैसा पैसा किसमें ज्यादा है.
बिल्कुल।
They want to earn more and more money. पैसा किसमें ज़्यादा है? But when I started my career, I started from 20,000. Like in Furlenco, I'm just ranging in that salary bucket. But I spent it 2 years. I'm the only analyst there. So
Okay.
I got in the Furlenco. So a lot of manual work is happening there. Excel में they're generating manual reports. Lot of manual things is doing. So I just
Got
come
it.
up. I see that there's a SQL platform is there, Metabase. वहाँ पे already Metabase is there, and I already
Right.
studied the SQL my degree. So I was thinking like why we can't automate this, and like from that my journey SQL journey started. So from that perspective, I explore the data, I explore the problem. I just take यार जो वो पहले कर रहा है, let's do that only and just showcase कि
Hmm.
उसका impact क्या था. So first automate done from my extra manual efforts कि यार extra hours देके मैंने करा. And after that, I just showcased to my manager कि this report you're doing manually, this is helpful for you, not it is automated. So there's a
Right.
yeah, they this is I'm automatic. I don't need to do any Excel and all. So yes, I don't need to Excel. Just need to put dates in Metabase में, and you can just download the data as per
Yes,
your
yes.
form. So they said,
Okay.
can we do this also? Like, ah, yes, we can do this also. Like, if you are required this is metric, I can showcase
Yeah.
this graph and all that things. So this gave
Right.
me requirement. I worked on the whole project. My team working on some other things because like so they should me you worked on that. So I
Hmm.
just make whole credit risk process on the dashboard. How much is in pending, how much is in verified, how much is coming, how much is pan uploaded. Everything my manager can see with one dashboard, and they don't need
Got
to
it.
do one effort while they putting the report. So that is the
फनल
first
प्लॉट
job.
कर दी।
फनल प्लॉट कर दिए सारा जितना मेट्रिक होता था लाइक एवरीवन एनी ट्रेंड कितने ऑर्डर्स आ रहे हैं कितने पेंडिंग में कितने हैं
हाँ।
कौन कौन से उसके बाद कितना पेंडिंग पड़ा हुआ है वो कितना अप्रूव कर चुके हैं दिन का दैट देयर फोर
ओके।
एजेंट्स ना सो हैज टू अप्रूवल रेट सो उन्हें
एंड दिस
केसेस
वाज
असाइन
2019 फरलेंको। इससे पहले ये सब मैनुअली हो रहा था।
they have a data entry team but no one is analyst there ना analyst कोई भी नहीं था so I just joined as a
ओके।
credit risk analyst so I have a SQL का thing तो I just think that यार यही करते हैं
हम्म।
so because I am in like young and then मैं क्या सोचते हैं कुछ क्या कुछ
राइट,
नया
राइट।
कर सकते हैं so exploration
वाओ,
part पे I
वाओ,
just
इंटरेस्टिंग।
so once this done, so my company automatically like they just handed me in growth team. So I worked with growth team then. So growth team ki same requirement came up. So they, my manager told her, this Anuj is doing this thing. That a fabulous job. Just take a requirement
हम्म।
from other team also. So particularly I'm working in credit risk team, but I'm taking a requirement from growth team. की growth team को ही वैसा dashboard चाहिए. The retention loyalty team
राइट,
is
राइट।
there. वो वाले बना दो. So फिर एक scheduling team
हम्म।
उनके लिए बना दो. वो whenever we make dashboard यार ये data नहीं है. Can we pass this also? So then we lot of collaboration we do with product managers at that time. We don't have this data. Can we track this? Because when you start exploring data, then you get to know ki how what you more needed to do go deep dive insights. More need to identify the problem where the problem is that. So I
हम्म।
didn't think whenever you're working on data analyst or business analyst or like product analyst, if you are trying to solve some problem or you are in good in problem solving, wherever you are
ओके।
you can get into the job like because everywhere data analyst like if you join as a data analyst 1 or 2 years
राइट।
they're expecting you to just make a dashboard, you can just query it and you can just give a data requirement, but after that what? People
राइट।
don't think after that what you will do. Once
हम्म।
dashboard you will make 10 dashboard a maximum you can think or you can make, and company ka all data is on automate flow and product requirement. So what next you will tell? You will tell first year you tell that yeah I just make a 10 dashboard uske base pe you can get a good appraisal also. But what next you can do?
हम्म।
So from
राइट।
that, I think analyst job came up. So you need to find some problem. You need to find that this is happening. This data is wrong. This data is not floating right. So that kind of product problem we need to find out, and we need to correlate with real business. क्या real business में हम problem कैसे ढूंढ सकते हैं? For example, sales is getting drop of Sunday or Monday. Why it is getting drop? We
ओके।
know how. Want to know how? Why? Why? Everybody want to know why. If you know why, so then you can do what we can do for that why. So I think
Did
that
this
approach.
part that you talk about of solving the product problem job specifically?
मैं हमेशा था भी प्रोडक्ट हमेशा मैं था भी प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड कंपनी में ना तो एवरी टाइम आई एम वर्किंग विद
हम्म।
प्रोडक्ट ओनली सो आई डिडंट वर्क कंसल्टेंट वाज लाइक डिफरेंट पैटर्न बट आई ऑलवेज वर्क इन प्रोडक्ट
ओके।
बेस्ड कंपनी सो दैट
राइट,
डजंट मेक डिफरेंस दैट साइड की वो कैसा है क्या है मतलब आई एम जस्ट गोइंग इनटू डेटा एंड जस्ट trying to solve as much as things you can do and as much as problem you can solve.
राइट, फरलेंको। एंड देन आप जैसे आई वुड से एमपीएल विच इज हाईली प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड कंपनी, राइट? वहां पर तो आई एम गेसिंग बहुत ज्यादा प्रोडक्ट एनालिस्ट वगैरह होंगे, देयर एनालिटिक्स टीम वुड बी मच मोर फार मोर इन नंबर। तो जैसे वहां पर जैसे आपका कैसे रोल फिर चेंज हुआ एंड देन सब्सिक्वेंटली एज अ लीड प्रोडक्ट एनालिस्ट इन Naukri.com?
Okay, so I just want to clarify a little bit. Like every product problem has a different problems. So in
Right.
Furlenco, mein product problem is always a supply and demand, always a
Mm-hmm.
deliveries. How we can do deliveries as much as in less time.
Okay.
जो ट्रक का साइज ऑफ ट्रक कितने साइज का कितना फिट होके जा सकता है, बिकॉज दैट आल्सो कॉस्ट सस्ता। फॉर एग्जांपल ट्रक
Right.
में इतना बड़ा ट्रक है, इसमें कितना कितना वो, दैट इज आल्सो सम मेट्रिक दे सप्लाई एंड डिमांड वाले डू। सो दे ऑलवेज वांट टू सॉर्ट अ डिलीवरीज फॉर जोमेटो एंड स्विगी आल्सो इज फॉर डिलीवरीज। क्या डिलीवरी कैसे,
Mm-hmm.
डिलीवरी कॉस्ट कैसे कंट्रोल करें, दैट इज आल्सो वन hunch, and that is thing, and warehousing वाला पार्ट। सो फॉर Lionco, फॉर Zepto, फॉर दैट इज अ प्रॉब्लम कि यार वेयर हाउस कहाँ बनाए कि डिलीवरीज आसान हो, या डिलीवरीज का चीज सॉर्ट करना है। And if you go with the MPL and all, the problem is that not on the product side. In that, not on product isn't problem isn't in side based way. For example, like you are making. So when I joined MPL, so we just building the platform esports game platform. So that
Okay.
platform can any game free to play to free to earn. So if you know, if you have game, so you want to
Mm-hmm.
convert that into free to earn, या आप betting करा पाओ उस game पे, या फिर कुछ भी आप rewards दे पाओ in the real cash में। So we have that platform because उसके लिए काफी compliance चाहिए होता है, काफी कुछ एक server पे बहुत सारी permissions है वहाँ। So MPL build that
Mm-hmm.
platform. So we done the test on pool champs. Pool champs we done the test.
Mm-hmm.
So the problem is that basically the server load once server cost, data storing cost, because gaming data is too huge.
Right.
Gaming data is too much huge. Like you can't imagine every click has one table. Every click has one
Mm-hmm.
event. Like if you're starting the game, every click has one table. So for
Impression
that,
level.
impression, there's a, like everywhere impression is there, but like first is that like
Mm-hmm.
whenever some release will go on, so they'll check that यार ऐप सही से चल रहा है कि नहीं चल रहा है। So जब वो ब्लैक स्क्रीन
Uh-huh.
आती है कोई गेम हो रही है, तो उसमें बैकएंड में सारे वो बैकएंड इवेंट फायर हो रहे हैं कि नहीं हो रहे हैं, गेम चल रहे थे बंद तो नहीं हो
Okay.
रही है। सी द लॉट ऑफ टाइम व्हेनेवर रिलीज गॉट वेंट, ऐसा कुछ इशू आता है तो उसके हिसाब से हमारा वो यूजर बेस ड्रॉप हो जाता है, या यूजर ही है क्यों नहीं, अच्छा ऐप ही स्टार्ट नहीं हो रहा है, सो समवेयर ऐप
Right.
में बग
Right.
आया स्टार्टिंग। सो द प्रॉब्लम स्टार्ट फ्रॉम दैट कि उनके लिए प्रॉब्लम है कि गेम स्टार्ट होना चाहिए एंड गेम प्ले होना चाहिए। उनका एक फर्स्ट नॉस्ट्रामेटिक है, एनीबडी यूजर केम अप, दे नीड टू प्ले
Mm.
गेम। फर्स्ट इज अ गेम प्ले, फिर फ्री टू वन खेल रहा है, फ्री टू रन, दैट इज अ नेक्स्ट लेवल। or the gaming data is a huge data, every click every button has huge table and every button has impression, so उसमें stick की जो squeakiness होती है, so I just got interested. So the smoothness of stick they can control, aiming, if you want to do aiming from pool champs like family games, so they can sort this कि how we can do a better aiming, so that kind of math, that kind of lot of science happen in backend hand कि वो कैसे aiming सही हो, stick की smoothness will be good, so paper, so player is coming
Okay.
experience, so that kind of lot of back-end interaction in there ki they will do that on the gaming way to
Got it.
make it the experience of a player.
हाँ, उस पे काफी आई एम श्योर एवी एक्सपेरिमेंट्स रन।
Lot of AB experiments. So a lot of AB experiments. I
डू यू हैव एनी ऐसे हार्ड डेटा और इन जनरल इंसाइट अबाउट, लेट्स से, जो गेमिंग में विनर्स रहे हैं वर्सेस कैजुअल प्लेयर्स हैं, कि हाउ मच परसेंटेज ऑफ द पीपल इन जनरल विन?
तो लेट्स अज्यूम यार
हाँ हाँ।
मिनिमम 2000 लगा, 2000 बंदे आए, 10 रुपए दिए, अभी कुछ नहीं कर रहा हूँ एंट्री फीस, तो कंपनी अर्न ना,
हम्म।
कंपनी ने तो 10 रुपए के हिसाब से अभी आज दो 20,000 तो एक कॉन्टेस्ट का कमा लिया, डूइंग 10 कॉन्टेस्ट पर डे का, उन्हें 2 लाख अंदर आ गया उनका। एंड इफ दे प्लेड, उसके बाद वो इनाम कितना दे रहे हैं, 10-10 हजार रुपए फर्स्ट थ्री विनर्स को। तो मैथ इज ऑलरेडी
ओके।
डिफाइंड किया, और ये
हाँ
नंबर
हाँ
बहुत
वो।
बड़ा है। 2,000 तो मैं जस्ट गिविंग अ रफली नंबर, बट दिस नंबर इज वेरी लार्ज, बिकॉज 5 रुपए कॉन्टेस्ट एनीबडी कैन एंटर है, कोई कैजुअल पे भी चल 5 रुपए तो यार
राइट।
दे देते हैं, सो दे
गॉट इट।
प्ले ऑन क्वांटम।
नेक्स्ट आई वांटेड टू, इसके बाद यू देन वेंट ऑन फॉर एज अ लीड प्रोडक्ट एनालिस्ट एट Naukri.com.
यस।
तो यहाँ पे आई गेस अ लॉट ऑफ व्यूअर्स एंड इन जनरल मी आल्सो हैव अ क्वेश्चन कि यार ऐसे कोई ऐसे स्ट्रैटेजी होती है क्या to get more jobs, to get more replies from recruiters from Naukri.com? What can person do since you sit with data? कि यार
सो
ये चीजें actually work. Does ATS?
So basically, in backend में algorithms is working. So they are recommending
हाँ.
you jobs, है ना? So as
Right.
much you active on the platform, any platform, if you are going on LinkedIn also, if you're daily you're applying job, so they will start giving you jobs. They will highlight your profile. And also same is Naukri's algo is also working. So if you're daily using app, if you're daily doing some mod, like you just repeat your name and you just write it the name. So done one mod in the profile, and you just done you active lastly active tomorrow. So they will send you notification based on date. So यार
Okay.
जो टू
So
होने
recent
भेज
activity.
recent activity, mods,
Okay.
and apply
Mods
as
is
much mods as any kind of
profile.
modification you can do
Okay.
in your
Profile
profile,
page.
in your
Got it.
profile, and that first important thing, just apply the correct job because our algo
Hmm.
is working based on apply. If you're applying wrong jobs, they will recommend you wrong jobs. If you're applying, if you want
Got
to
it.
find data analyst job, or you're applying यार unnecessary data engineering की भी job apply कर दो, वो भी कर दो. So the algo
हाँ.
will got करके वो आपको data engineering job भी recommend करेगा. At that time, to the algo, they will
Hmm.
generate the that kind of recommendations for you.
Got it. So let's say now, imagine there's a new kid. He just graduated college and they are looking for, let's say, to get an entry into product, not specifically analytics or manager. So if, let's say, I go out and apply for both analytics and manager jobs, does it affect my profile ranking when it is being shown to the recruiters finally? जब recruiter अपनी profile देखते कि इस job के लिए 100 लोगों ने apply करा. So which profiles come on top? Which profiles come at the bottom?
So how the journey is there? Like you want to decide your journey. If you're a business analyst, you will be a business manager. You will then you become an
Right.
analytics manager. One journey is yours, and one is your
Hmm.
product analyst, senior product analyst, lead product analyst. After that, you will go to associate product manager, something product manager. Because half of the role you're doing product manager also. You know that you are product
Right.
manager work. So your direction will go that side. Another direction you want to go side, so you will go data science also. You know Python, आपको पता है algo, so you can go. So I think product analytics ka thing is that is because in our product analytics interview, the SQL is just 30%. I just clearly told you.
Right.
30%. SQL is only 30% product analytics interview. And like if you have a four interviews, like if you have four interviews, like one is like SQL, after two interviews, all based on your like how much mind you can explore yourself, how you can solve the problem. That is
Right.
when you want to know. That is a core thing which they're looking because in product may it's not like that you want data, you want dashboard and all that. There's this things, but they
Hmm.
want some real world problem is there. How you can solve that? That is a simple straight things came up in the product analytics may. Like if you are facing some issue in the product, how you can solve this issue? Is there something third parties where you can solve with data? You can solve with some validation. How you can solve it that issue?
Okay, that is interesting. I was just coming to that question. Since, like, let's say, imagine for an aspiring analyst, मेरा जैसे क्वेश्चन था कि what should they focus on initially? Should it be SQL? Should it be product thinking? But I guess you answered that question pretty well. The first half of
First,
the interview is definitely the first interview
yes.
निकालने के लिए आपको SQL चाहिए, बट उसके बाद आपको बेसिकली प्रोडक्ट थिंकिंग स्टोरी टेलिंग ये सारी चीज़ें आनी चाहिए. सेकेंड
Uh,
पार्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चन इज जैसे आपका आप रहे प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड कंपनीज में हो बट आई गेस आपका डोमेन काफ़ी स्विच हुआ है राइट लाइक बी इट फ्रॉम फरलैंको जो एक फर्नीचर बेस्ड बिजनेस से MPL मोबाइल गेमिंग Naukri.com. So how much of the like I say domain knowledge plays a role in that job while
okay.
applying when you're giving those interviews?
Okay. So for first question answer, so SQL is a basic because
Hmm.
I want to do problem solving, so you need to fetch some data and then you will do some maths.
Right.
But see, you know the SQL, then only you can fetch the data. That SQL is a basic part. But other now the lot of companies are using Python also. Now a lot of companies using MongoDB also. Like in my case, using MongoDB. A lot of companies using SQL. Like I given one interview in like Shopsy, mein, they have a non-relational database, so they use Python because all data is key and dictionary. So it all depend
Right.
on which kind of database company have. Like SQL is a relational database. It's all about
Hmm.
costing. Relational database has one cost. So non-relational database storing is very easy. MongoDB is very easy to store. You can add anywhere, you can add any key. But in SQL, you can't add any other column if you once made that table. It's very hard to make and alter and other things because once
Right.
table is your the 10 crore rows, if you want to add some more column, that is not a small task. But in MongoDB, it's a very small task. You can add a just key and they can just start fetching the data on that. So in the startup culture we go, so mostly is MongoDB mein hoga and like SQL hoga. But I suggest if you focus on SQL, that should be a must part. But I hardly suggest SQL plus Python is a good combination because now the market is too competitive. At that
Right.
time, तो it is like it's too competitive, so they want कि सबको सब कुछ आता हो. At least I don't want कि यार कि Python उसे एकदम 5 out of 5 आता, but at least if I give some question कि यार अच्छा Python से एक automate कर दो Google Sheet, so they can do it. I don't know how they can do it. ChatGPT they can do it. So at least they know at least little basic. So they can at least write the code and prompt and they can just do the automation from with the help of ChatGPT and all. Because in analytics, if you know what to do, you can do with anything. If you don't know what to do, you can do with किसी का.
Right.
Because standard deviation calculate करना है वो Excel में भी कर लोगे आप. And but उसका use ही नहीं पता है क्या है and why we doing that. So there's no point to do the standard deviation.
अच्छा एक बात बताना, when you take any interviews, तो if a person is solving through chat GPT.
Like SQL अगर person is solving with ChatGPT, so
Mhm.
तो वो rejection ही.
Okay.
Because like SQL is a basic thing, one of the easiest language I will say SQL. So
Right,
वो तो
right.
रिजेक्ट समवेयर की कुछ सिंटैक्स फंस रहा है. फॉर एग्जांपल कुछ एरे में से कुछ नहीं.
हाँ. Mhm. Got it.
दिया हुआ एरे में से अच्छा एरे का काउंट लेना है, साइज देना है, तो उसके लिए देख सकते हो. स्ट्रिंग बड़ी है बहुत बड़ी उसमें, तो दैट इज समथिंग गुड. बट बेसिक चीजों के लिए आई वुड नॉट रिकमेंड कि चैट जीटीपी देना चाहिए. बट सीक्वल के क्वेश्चन भी अब ऐसे होते हैं चैट जीटीपी पे अब लॉजिकल क्वेश्चंस होते हैं लाइक. सो
हाँ.
सीक्वल दैट मतलब वो बेसिकली लॉजिक टेस्ट कर रहे होते हैं आपका. सो चैट जीटीपी डालोगे तो लॉजिक तो पूरा बता ही देगा. सो
हम्म. हाँ. ओके. I have,
दैट इज
I've, I've got that. I've got that same question in one of the interviews.
दैट इज
I
वन ऑफ
got stuck in it. हाँ, ये, there are few repetitive
Sometimes I
questions
also
over the
got stuck.
same.
Sometimes I also got stuck. I just write it in now in my SQL document. And I will just see that this question will ask. And one of the very basic
इसमें
questions
वैसे
said,
था ना कि एक just add that a big number to that
yes,
streak, basically इसको convert करके, and then you somehow play with it.
break point बना के then you will make break point and then you will make उस break point से will संजय streak है नहीं है ऐसे सॉल्व हो जाता है. बट हाँ और एक
Yeah.
सेल्फ ज्वाइन का क्वेश्चन इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग कि यार 1 2 3 4 है. आई वांट 1 1 टू टू
हाँ.
चाहिए 2 बार, 3 चाहिए 3 बार. सो उसमें थोड़ा
Right,
सा
right.
बंदा लॉट ऑफ टाइम आई एम डूइंग, तो मैं भी थोड़ा सोचा अच्छा यार ये कैसे था. फिर आई गॉट रिमेंबर अच्छा ये तो लेस देन इक्वल का लगा के सेल्फ ज्वाइन से हो जाएगा, सेल्फ ज्वाइन से लेफ्ट ज्वाइन से हो जाएगा. सो तो वे ऐसे क्वेश्चन सडनली आते हैं लाइक. सो सम एंड इन बिजनेस वाले बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स में प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस स्टेटमेंट दे विल आस्क कि यार
हम्म.
जस्ट मेक अ प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस की कितना पूरा बिजनेस बता के दो क्या चेंज आएगा बिजनेस में. एक्सेल पे बना के बताओ
Okay.
लाइक फर्स्ट इक्वल ऑन डन. सेकंड मैनेजर ऐसे
हम्म.
क्वेश्चन पूछेगा बिजनेस राउंड. आई एम सेइंग आई गॉट फेल्ड आल्सो इन दिस राउंड नॉट सेइंग. तो
Okay.
कहते हैं कि यार हम
This is
पहले
usually
50.
asked in second round of interview.
It is asked in an analytics manager interview में कि यार this previously
Okay.
spending 50 rupees per customer but now we stop spending. So
हाँ.
just make the profit and loss statement कि यार कितना profit कितना loss क्या difference आएगा क्या नहीं in a mathematical way in Excel पे या
Got
Google
it.
Sheet पे बना क्या क्या metric will cover like whatever thing.
हम्म.
So like this. So
Interesting.
market is too competitive now. Like actually we need to try it like we can connect the things with the real world. देन ओनली यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड कि यार वो चीज़ है क्या. बिकॉज स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन अभी भी हाँ उन लोगों को पूछ लो कि यार स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन क्या है, दे डोंट नो. इफ आई वांट ना कि यार मुझे हिंदी में बता दो स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन है क्या, लगाना क्यों है, तो पीपल डोंट नो, वो फॉर्मूला बता दें बट वो ये नहीं बता पाएंगे अच्छा स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन क्या है।
हो क्या रहा है पीछे।
ये मतलब क्यों लगा रहे हो भाई स्टैंड डेविएशन, क्यों लगाना है, डिबेटिंग विद मीन ना, मतलब हाउ, व्हाई
हम्म
वी यूज स्टैंड डेविएशन, व्हाई नॉट मीन, मीन के ग्रैनुलर वे में जाके और डेविएशन देखना डेटा देन वी यूज स्टैंड डेविएशन। सो मतलब दैट इज द केस कि अच्छा क्यों लगाना है, बिकॉज इफ वी नो क्यों ना, तो देन वी कैन नो कि अच्छा ठीक है, but वो दैट पीपल आर इंटरव्यू आल्सो नॉट सॉर्टेड। अच्छा यार इसे मतलब पता है ना क्या है, तो इंटरनेट है हेल्प करने के लिए, बट इसे पता ही नहीं है क्या है, तो व्हाई दे विल डू। So in A/B testing में तो also lot of hypothetical question कि यार hypothesis है, तो वो A/B
राइट राइट। हम्म। Statistics को how much do you give preference for, let's say, a person who is really new, uh, uh, giving interviews for the first job, and let's say who have a bit experience, 2 3 years in the industry. So does it
statistics
play role?
yes it's play
Mm-hmm.
role because it's ना statistics basic तो पता होना चाहिए यार, मीन क्या है, मोड क्या है, मीडियन क्या है,
Okay.
स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन क्या है, देन आफ्टर दैट कि यार अच्छा थोड़ा पता, अगर लाइक सेइंग A/B टेस्टिंग मुझे आती है, तो A/B टेस्टिंग में what is the P test, Z test, T test क्यों, why we using that? तो Z test is basically from higher audience की population ज़्यादा है तो Z test use होता है, T test तो that is a basic thing कि यार T test Z test क्यों लगता है, so P
Mm-hmm.
वैल्यू से कंपेयर क्यों करा जाता है, लाइक और लाइक अगर आपका एक चेंज परसेंटेज 57% आया और एक आपका न्यू वेरिएंट का 67% आया है, तो यूर ऑलरेडी सीइंग द
हाँ।
ग्रोथ, 67% यार आपका बढ़ा है, तो ये आपकी ग्रोथ है। तो अब वहां पे आप कहोगे टी से डी स्टेट से आप प्रूव करोगे, बट हमें दिख रहा है पॉजिटिव ग्रोथ है, बट एक सिचुएशन ऐसी आ जाती है इन गेमिंग कंपनी में जहां पे डिफरेंस बहुत कम होता है, 57 होगा 56 होगा, अब
वही कि आप
वहां पे
कितने कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ बोल सकते हो कि when we
कि
scale this to, let's say, 10% to 50%, these numbers will hold up or not. Mm-hmm. Got it.
और टेस्ट का आपका आया 57%, नाउ डिफरेंस इज 1% ओनली,
Yeah.
तो वहां पे आप क्या बोलोगे कि यार क्या सही है, वहां पे भी स्टैटिक्स विल इन्वॉल्व कि यार वो कैसे प्रूव
बिल्कुल
करेगी
बिल्कुल।
सही है और क्या है, क्योंकि गलत भी नहीं बोल सकते, सही भी नहीं बोल सकते हो, और वहां पे चेंज परसेंट गॉट स्क्रूड कि यार अच्छा चेंज परसेंट तो आप ही आएगा, तो वहां पे स्टैटिक्स विल हेल्प यू आउट।
Got it. What I have personally seen है जैसे companies with large data sets, जैसे आप बोल रहे हो MPL हो गया, I have in past worked with Misho, वहाँ पे भी
कंपनी
a large number of data sets again, वहाँ पर ये चीज़ काफ़ी relevant हो जाती है, but companies which have, I guess, smaller data sets, I am supposing like let's say Furlenco, जहाँ पर उतने large numbers नहीं है compared to let's say MPL में जो आ रहे हैं, वहाँ पर उतना मेरे क्योंकि जैसे वो इंटरव्यू इन चीज़ों।
that is right, that is right, data has need huge data to do that because Naukri has a huge database. They have like 12 crore ka DB, 12 crore users. So they have a huge
Yeah.
database, a whole company. So they have a huge database, a huge journey. Amazon have a like lot of people are not spending, not buying, but they're spending a lot of time on Amazon app searching something. So they have a huge data about
Right.
user की क्या क्या search कर रहा है, क्या किस क्या, तो they have a lot huge data. So data will
Mhm.
play the data can convert into the business that the product analytics every business team any person data can do कि हाउ डेटा वी कैन कन्वर्ट टू बिजनेस की क्या है, क्या सेंस बना रहा है बिजनेस का, उसका एक बिजनेस है,
Mhm.
बिजनेस एनालिस्ट प्रोडक्ट में से यार कि प्रोडक्ट में हम क्या चेंजेस करें यार कि हमारा वो नंबर और बढ़ जाए, फॉर एग्जांपल अभी 10% लोग आके शॉपिंग करें कि 10 से 12 कैसे करना है यार, अब हम
Right,
वहाँ
right.
प्रोबेबिलिटी कुछ लोग कुछ सर्च कर रहे होंगे उन्हें नहीं मिल रहा होगा प्रोडक्ट कुछ,
Mm.
वी ऑलवेज से कि हम आपकी जॉब पे रिक्रूटर को वी कैन गिव द इम्प्रेशंस बट अप्लाई वी कांट कंट्रोल बिकॉज आई कैन शोकेस यू द जॉब बट अप्लाई
Hmm.
करना ना करना आपकी मर्जी. जॉब इज नॉट रिलेवेंट टू यू, व्हाई यू अप्लाई. द सेम फॉर Amazon. You can give the impression, you they can give the impression to user कि यूजर देख रहा है चीजें बट नहीं खरीदे बिकॉज सम प्राइसिंग है, सम कुछ कुछ तो गैप होगा ना, यूजर नहीं खरीद
और
रहा
वो
है.
है कि आप कितना बेटर उसको इम्प्रेशन सर्व कर सकते हो कि पर्सनली फॉर मी आई विल एक्सप्लोर अ लॉट मोर ऑन मिंत्रा और मैं उनकी कैटेगरी कलेक्शन कंपेयर टू लेट्स से फ्लिपकार्ट जहाँ पर मेरा सर्च बेस्ड इंटेंट ज़्यादा रहता है कि आई सिंपली गो आई नो व्हाट आई एम लुकिंग फॉर ऑन फ्लिपकार्ट एंड अमेजोन एंड चलो लेट्स ऑन आवर फाइनल थॉट
यस.
ऑन द फाइनल थॉट what are the top three things you would say, like you would do different if you would have started, let's say, your analytics journey back in 2019 again? What are those three things, top two things, one thing that you would have done different that a person who is starting today can basically look at?
One is a sequel. If I know the at that time the analytics just a new thing, so I Google
Mm-hmm.
tells me करो इसमें, so then I started learning. But now if I suggest कि यार someone is learning college, तो उसका sequel अच्छा हो, sequel if they want to enter data analytics world, analytics world basically, data analytics anything they want. First is a sequel. Another is a guest test analytical problem like guest estimate questions. So guest
Right, right.
estimations is a very good questions to understand a business problem and guest estimations, because whenever like someone you're starting a new business, so guest estimations is works. So from that interview can judge the how much far you can think. They can just tell you यार कि ये बताओ कि अगर मैं ऑल्टो जैसा प्रोडक्ट ऑल्टो जैसी गाड़ी बनाऊंगा तो मेरी कितनी ऑल्टो बिकेंगे एक साल में. इट्स हर क्वेश्चन. So it's a guesstimation of how much you can think in a granular way. That is your mind. Every mind is a
Right.
different. So वो गैस एस्टिमेशन आपको कहीं ना कहीं प्रोडक्ट प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने में हेल्प करता है, बिकॉज समवेयर यू आर मेकिंग मेकिंग सम प्रोडक्ट और उसका मार्केट साइज क्या है, उसका मार्केट कैप कितना है, देन देख लिया यार एक दो 10,000 करोड़ की मार्केट है, इसमें से हम 2% तो कैप्चर कर लेंगे पहले ईयर में. सो एक
Mm-hmm.
स्ट्रक्चर होता है उसमें यार. अच्छा अभी इतनी है, फैमिली इतना है, कौन कौन सी कंपनी लेंगी. ऑब्वियसली ऑल्टो है तो वो मिडिल साइज और लोअर क्लास में
Mm-hmm.
फैमिली. So that comes gas estimation is a very good problem to reach कि यार problem solve कैसे करनी है. One of the best way. If you don't have any real experience, gas estimation is a good question, good thing. And a SQL, gas estimation, and little bit statics.